viewers, I'm Lakshmi Singh from ITV Gold's Let's Talk with Lakshmi TV show. And guys, on today's episode, we are going to be interviewing motivational speaker, professional event planner, and accomplished author, Miss Joy Agness. Now, she is the author of her most recent published book, and it is called Wedding and Event Planning 101. Guys, I'm so excited to bring on my dear friend, Joy Agness. Joy, how are you?
I am good, Lashley. How are you?
I am so excited about your first book being published. Congratulations.
Thank you, sweetie.
You know, I know you just came in from Florida. You are going all around New York talking about this book.
Yes.
Now, Joy, when we think about events and event planning, you know, we think about the stress that goes along with it, the time that goes along with it, and of course the money that goes along with it. But you know, what I find very interesting is you are talking about every girl's dream.
Yes.
Right? You're talking about weddings.
The Cinderella story.
The Cinderella story. I love it. You know, I hope every girl meets their Prince Charming.
I know.
So Joy, tell me, why did you decide to write about wedding and event planning?
Because I call them barefoot contestants.
Okay.
They are people out there that did a wedding, did a baby shower, did an anniversary, and they're event planners. No, you're not. Because you're missing the key components of what you're doing. So I think to myself, you know, it would be nice to have a tool that can actually inform people and allow them at the same time to be self-taught on what to look for, how to promote it, and to get successful events. This book is an instrument for people that's coming up in the wedding event industry.
Okay.
Those that are willing to learn how to get it and do it right. And it's for also for those individuals that like DIY, do-it-yourself projects. Because some people think that having a wedding planner, it's a lot of money. Having an event planner, it's a lot of money. Now bear in mind, a wedding is not an event is not a wedding. A wedding is a celebration of life. An event is something you host and invite people. Right. So you can't get the two confused, and the book tells you about everything.
A moment in life, in one's life, that's so important. Now, you did mention, you know, doing it yourself, and of course, pricing and money. Now, you are a professional event planner.
Yes.
This is your business. I mean, you're more known for your destination weddings.
Yes, it is.
The grand, the beautiful destination weddings. But now you're writing a book telling people how to do this. Now, is this a conflict of interest in any way?
No, it's not, because you're going to find throughout society there are people that are going to pay to have my services, and others like myself. And there are others that want to have that same effect but don't have the financial means. Here is your tool.
Now, what would you recommend? Would you recommend someone having an event planner, or would you recommend them reading your book and doing it themselves?
A little of both.
Okay.
And why I say a little of both, read the book. See what your capabilities are as a wedding event planner. And if you don't understand, don't hesitate. Find somebody to help you walk the extra mile.
Now, have you seen people pull off an event by themselves and be successful?
Not really.
Not really. Okay.
Not really.
Well, my next question
And that is where the disaster
okay.
is. It tells you how to set a table. It tells you how to present everything. So it's a tool within a tool. If you're willing to learn, you got the master plan in front of you. This is the blueprint for weddings and events.
Now, let me ask you, wedding and event planning, what would you say is the top 3 things one must do? What should they write down first, because it's all about planning, guys, right? So what are the top 3 things that they want to write down to do?
The first thing I would say is find your venue, know your budget, and build from what you have.
Find the guy too, right?
Of him, he's very important. Or find the girl.
Yeah, find the girl.
Find the girl. Either which way, you know, it will work. But those are the 3 main elements in putting anything together.
Okay.
I always tell my brides, have you found your venues yet?
Okay.
No. Okay, so we need to get a venue. Okay. Because in getting the venue, you may think to yourself, I'm going to have 30 persons at my wedding. And then you end up being 130 because you're not actually thinking of the groom's family. And the family. Yeah. Especially if it's a destination wedding, what you're looking at is a celebration, it's a vacation, it's a family reunion.
Yeah, and then also, you have to think about the pluses, right? So, you're thinking you're gonna invite cousin Dolly, but then cousin Dolly's husband Edward, and then, oh my God, Dolly and Edward have 3 kids.
3 kids, and they're not going to leave them, especially if you're having it out of the country. Cousin Dolly's going to call at 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, Jack and Jill has decided that they want to come too. Could we have space for them? At that point in time, you don't want to say no to her because you're thinking, if I say no to her, you're going to feel bad because she's always been there for you.
Right.
So you're like, yeah, let them come along. So now you go back to the drawing board to your wedding planner or your event planner and say, well, look, Cousin Dolly now is adding 3 more. So this is where event and wedding planners take the stress off of our clients. Give it to me. I am your Mother Teresa.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I am going to be your Cinderella. So by the time the ball ends at midnight, everything is perfect.
You got them.
Got that.
So now the next thing on your list was budgeting.
Budgeting.
I mean, talk about that. I mean, that must be, I think, besides your partner, is probably the most important thing is
It is,
budgeting, right?
very much so.
So how do you budget for, a wedding? Because you got your dress, you got your shoes, you got your accessories, you got the venue, the food. I mean, how do you do this?
Well, how do you do it, the budgeting? And like I always suggest to couples when they come to me, who's bringing what to the table? Because some people have champagne taste on a bare budget appetite. It happens.
It happens.
It's life, right? So this is what we do. We're going to tailor make it to suit you. Instead of having 45 pieces of hors d'oeuvres, you're going to have 35. And why 35? Everybody's not going to shop for the cocktail hour. So why expense yourself for the cocktail hour?
Okay.
See? So right there and then you've already cut that in half. So now you can take that and infuse it into your flowers or into your photography, which is more meaningful. And the other thing about it is that I stress the factor of having good photography. Because you got to remember, after that day and those hours, those precious hours are over, all you have left are your memories.
Yeah.
So you need to preserve your memories, and the better way to do it, make sure you have a very good photographer or videographer to make that happen for you. Enhance that.
Sure.
And your flowers.
Of course.
Some people don't like fresh flowers, so now we do candles.
Okay.
Aroma candles. So
we spoke about the venue. We spoke about the budget. What was the third thing on that list? The top 3.
The third, we did budget, we did venue. The third thing is making sure that you are comfortable on that day with whatever you choose. It's all about you. It's all about your future husband. It's all about the families blending together. See, because now you're not just a single person anymore. You're a person with a partner. And on both sides of the fence,
Families.
you have families.
Awesome.
So now he's going to infuse you into his family line, and you're doing likewise. So when some people say, oh, I get married to him, but not his family, you're making a big mistake. You married everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody. The cat, the dog, the rat, the baby, everybody. This is not a segregated thing, you know?
Oh, this is so awesome. So Joy, I mean, we're learning so much about wedding and event planning 101 with your book. Guys, we just spoke about venue, budgeting, and then, of course, being comfortable. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more with Miss Joy Agness. I call her Mama Joy because she has so much wisdom, and we're going to find out a little bit more about her and this wonderful book, Wedding and Event Planning 101.
Planning a special event? Then visit us at Heavenly Flowers at one of our locations in Nassau or Suffolk County. Sit with our experts for a free consultation to plan a beautiful creation for your occasion. At Heavenly Flowers, we promise to deliver our most stunning, divine, and fresh flowers available. We plan and ensure your anniversary, birthday, wedding, or any special event is as elegant and as perfect as possible. Visit us today to make your occasion heavenly.
Hi, I'm Dr. Priya, and welcome to Precious Smiles Medical Care, a wonderful place to make sure that all of your child's medical care needs are met. We take care of kids as young as newborns all the way up until their adolescent years till they turn 18. We provide in-house vaccines and in-house lab facilities so that you don't have to take them anywhere else. So come in, let us be your partners in care at Precious Smiles Medical Care, where every kid leaves with a smile.
When looking at places that cares for the elderly, My Indian Nursing Home is that perfect place. We provide a clean and safe family environment with culturally experienced and qualified medical staff on site, such as doctors, nurses, physical therapists, and cooks. All of our residents can celebrate cultural festivities and have access to recreational programs with Indian TV, music, live shows, entertainment, and so much more. For the perfect place for comfort, culture, and care, bring your parents to My Indian Nursing Home, a home away from home.
Welcome back, viewers. We are here with Mama Joy, as I call her, Miss Joy Agness, the accomplished author of her most recent published book, and that is called Wedding and Event Planning 101. Guys, we are learning so much here about planning an event, and we're talking right now about weddings, and the stress that goes along with any event, especially a wedding. Now, Joy, we spoke about the venue, the budget, and being comfortable, right? What else are we going to find in this book?
You're going to find contracts. You're going to find one of the major tools and elements of any wedding and event, and that is your ambiance. Because when you get...
What sets this stage, the tone, the ambience?
A few elements go into that. Your venue, of course, if it's on or off water, if it's just a clear open space that you have to visualize as to what you're going to do and to create it, because you want, when that bride comes in there, is the wow factor. She should be surprised at things that you have pulled out by just having conversations without her even realizing that you are listening to her keenly. And I mean, this is a story I never forget. This young lady came to me and she says her grandmother raised her, and the grandmother was deceased by the time she was ready to get married. And she really wanted her to be there. So I said, what do you have of her that will give you that comfortability the day of the wedding, that she'll be there? She says, oh, I just have a handkerchief. I said, oh, okay, so bring it. And I'll find something to do with it. And what I did with it was to frame it and put her name and her grandmother's name and had it gift wrapped and put it right where she was going to sit. So when she opened it, she was all tears and all emotional, and it said just simply, I am sorry I'm not here to complete your day, but I'm watching you. And that meant a lot to her. So being a wedding event planner, you have to think ahead. You have to think like your clients do. Sometimes you got to come out of the box. Some people may come to you and says, I want to have a wedding, but I don't know my color scheme. What kind of colors do you like? I don't know. I never pay attention to colors. Okay, so if I show you an array of colors, would you be able to choose something? I guess. That's not really an answer, but I'm going to work with you on this.
So basically, people are trusting you.
They have to trust you. See, because you became, at that point, a member of the family, a very valuable member of the family. Because you're not only dealing with the bride and groom, you're also dealing with the mom and dad on both sides of the fence. And heaven help you if there are grandparents involved, because this is their kid that they watch grow up. Right. And most time grandparents, believe it or not, are the ones that help to pay for this wedding. Exactly. So here you are now in the middle of everybody, and it is your job to now express comfortability.
So Mama Joy, tell me about your most memorable wedding.
I have to say my most memorable wedding is the wedding of Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union.
Dwayne Wade from Miami Heat?
Miami Heat.
Oh my goodness, you did their wedding?
A part of it.
Okay, tell us about that.
It wasn't just me. We had other people there. It was nice. It was really nice because they're two young people.
Okay.
Very cordial, very open, no airs, no bells, no whistles, no little you, big me. It was nice. I enjoyed it because at one point you had a safari team, you had an English team, you had a game team. Really, really nice.
Okay. And tell me, what was your most challenging wedding?
Oh my God.
That sounds like it was a lot.
Oh, my most challenging wedding, I have to tell you. The young lady was 20.
Okay.
Her husband was 35.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you're talking about a daughter-father relationship in a love life.
Wow.
So everything she wanted, he opposed
Of course.
because of the age gap and the difference. So this is when psychology kicked in. And I'm happy that I had my psychology major because I was able to talk to him and say, well, look, you got to realize that your bride is young and it's a very trendy situation. And we got through it. But oh boy, in the beginning, it's like pulling teeth.
So not only do people have to trust you, now you're also becoming their therapist.
Yes, I am a therapist. I have to say that.
Okay.
I have to.
Now, Mama Joy, I know you, and I remember a story that you actually did a wedding in 24 hours.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Tell us about that one.
I had a call about 2:30 one morning, and the question was, how long would it take you to plan a wedding? 24 hours. And the individual says to me, I'll call you back. Okay.
Now, how is that even possible to plan a wedding in 24 hours?
It's all about your vendoring.
Okay.
Once you have reliable professional vendors, yes, it can be done. Viewers, and I have to tell you, it's not impossible. Because I know some people out there saying, oh, no way, yes way. For the simple reason is, if you're connected and you know who your vendors are and you know their capabilities, 24 hours, a walk in the park. You call your florist, you call your cake designer, you call your photographer, you call your DJ, you get a venue, it's over.
Now, being an event planner, I'm sure it's very important to have more than one vendor.
You have to. You have to choose your vendors on levels. You have your low budget vendors, your middle vendors, and you have your high end vendors.
Right.
Those three are very important. And having my own company has allowed me the opportunity of being able to mix and mingle and get to know what you want, who you want, and who the go-to people are in this industry.
Okay. What is your favorite part of wedding and event planning 101?
The setting of the table.
Setting of the table?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
Tell us a little bit
it's
about
challenging for a lot of people. You may not even think so. A lot of people don't know the cutlery to use, the glass to use, which way you start serving from, you know? And that to me is that is the heart of wedding and event planning 101. Because I know when people see it, they're going to be like, oh my goodness, this is in here? Yes, it's in there.
No, it's very true. It's very true. And a lot of people don't know, which fork to use, which spoon
They
to
don't.
use, which knife to use, why there's so many plates.
I have gone to dinner parties and people are asking people sitting next to them, is that your fork? Is that your knife? Because they don't know. So guess what? Time for education 101.
Awesome. I love it. You guys are going to learn so much about wedding and event planning from Wedding and Event Planning 101 by Miss Joy Agness. Guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more. And I hope you guys are learning a lot. And I hope you guys go to pick up your book, Wedding and Event Planning 101.
For all your special, private, and professional occasions, no event is too big or too small. We cover it all. Contact the professional source for all your party or special occasion needs. We have you covered at Star Party Rentals. Call us 516-239-2242. Please mention Let's Talk with Lakshmi for discount pricing.
Planning a special event? Then visit us at Heavenly Flowers at one of our locations in Nassau or Suffolk County. Sit with our experts for a free consultation to plan a beautiful creation for your occasion. At Heavenly Flowers, we promise to deliver our most stunning, divine, and fresh flowers available. We plan and ensure your anniversary, birthday, wedding, or any special event is as elegant and as perfect as possible. Visit us today to make your occasion heavenly. When looking at places that cares for the elderly, My Indian Nursing Home is that perfect place. We provide a clean and safe family environment with culturally experienced and qualified medical staff on site, such as doctors, nurses, physical therapists, and cooks. All of our residents can celebrate cultural festivities and have access to recreational programs with Indian TV, music, live shows, entertainment, and so much more. For the perfect place for comfort, culture, and care, bring your parents to My Indian Nursing Home, a home away from home.
Well, guys, welcome back to Let's Talk with Lakshmi. We are having such a fantastic time here with Mama Joy. She is an accomplished author of Wedding and Event Planning 101. Guys, we are learning so much here from Mama Joy. Now, Mama Joy, besides being an accomplished author, you are a professional event planner.
Yes, I am.
You are a motivational speaker.
Yes, I am.
You coach people on speaking at live events.
That's a fact.
You know, you counsel people on HIV.
Mm-hmm.
You're a women's empowerment person. Just, you know, you,
To name a few, right?
You embody women empowerment. I mean, you've done so much. And, you know, with all of the things that you've been doing, you're such a worldly person, born in Guyana,
Yes,
like
I am
myself as
Guyanese,
well.
yes.
And, you know, I always say that when I think about a country like Guyana, you know, a small country in South America, and the people who come over here to the United States of America, and they make something of themselves,
yes.
right? They become something. They become established. They become successful. I mean, it's such a proud story.
Yes, it is.
You know, it gives me pride. And I know that you've done so much with your wedding and event planning. But, you know, tell me, what do you think the highest achievement that you've done so far, whether it was with event planning, whether it was with motivational speaking, whether it was counseling, women empowerment, what would you say was your most accomplished moment?
I think for right now, because you don't know what tomorrow brings, I have not scratched the surface
I love that.
of what I want to do and become.
I love that.
At 62, I am still aiming high. Right now, my satisfaction is being the co-host of Conversations with Glow Ladies. That's aired on Caribbean Power Jam every Monday with the host, Linda Felix Johnson, and myself. And I tell you why at this point in time. Because it gives us a voice to reach so many people. Women, men. You know, it's such a time in our communities and our society right now, and it's not only national but also international, domestic violence.
Right.
And I'm getting a chance to give people the opportunity to be more aware of it. And people think that it's only women that are abused. No, men are being abused.
Right.
And these guys are being abused in a bad way and being battered. But they can't really say, and they don't want to say about it because of the stigmatism that comes along with that. So for right now, today, presently, that is my highest accomplishment. For tomorrow, I don't know.
Awesome. I love that.
I
love
don't
that.
know for tomorrow.
Now, I want to mention, I know that one of the events you helped coordinate and plan was an event with former President Obama.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well,
I mean, guys, Mama Joy is, you know, planning weddings for actors, basketball players, and presidents. So tell us, how was it meeting
I didn't
President
plan
Obama?
Obama's wedding. Just like with the Wade family, an ex-student of mine called me and asked me to come to Washington.
Okay.
And I really didn't know why I was going to Washington because she wanted to keep it a secret, but she keeps saying to me, you're going to love this and I want you here. So when I got there, long story short, is that we were heading towards Pennsylvania Avenue. And I said, why are we on Pennsylvania Avenue? Where are we going? She says, to the White House. What are we doing there? And she says, oh, well, you know, there's a second inauguration coming up and they're asking people who, well, of course, it's a ranking situation. So they just know they're not going to pull everybody off the street. So I was really honored to be a part of that. And even then, President Barack Obama, I must say, when you talk about a humble individual, a pleasant individual, not only was he the president, but he's a father, he's a husband. And he embraced each and every one of us with that likeness being there. So yes, that was another accomplishment for me that as long as I live, I'll never forget that. Because I got a chance to meet him.
How was Michelle Obama?
But she didn't come through the room.
Oh.
Just the president walked through. So it was nice. Her I wanted to meet and still do want to meet her.
If you could plan your dream event, what event would it be?
Mm-hmm.
Where would it be?
Mm-hmm.
What would it cost? And who would it be with?
Who would it be with? Very interesting question. I would like to have, as you know, I am an international destination wedding specialist.
Yes.
I would like to have a bridal international show. And I want Indian brides, African brides, Italian brides, English brides. That is the highlight of my wedding career. If I can get that, I'll be happy.
That sounds beautiful.
I want 36 brides from every country you can think about to be represented.
Why 36?
Because when you put more than that on a stage, you're looking at confusion. I like controlled crowds.
Mm-hmm.
Anything bigger than that, you will have a problem. So I will keep it a minimum of 36. Where would I love to have it?
Yes.
The Barclays Center, New York. And I'll tell you
Oh,
why.
you chose New York.
Yes, I choose New York. New York has a flair about it. Everybody wants to come to New York. Everybody wants to experience that. Some people may disagree with me and say, well, we live in Florida. Why don't you keep it in Florida? I don't have a problem with keeping it in Florida. But you got to realize when you're going to do certain things, especially on an international basis, you want people to have, again, that comfortability. Coming into New York, it's a lot of sightseeing. You've got Central Park. You have the Statue of Liberty. You got the Empire Building. So not only are they coming in to do the wedding and showcase the brides from the various countries, but you're also looking at the historical view that's coming along with that package. You asked me about cost, how much people should pay to see that. I would put it at a price point of $150, because I tell you why. Every bride that is coming in from her country, we are going to have momentums of that country. And we're going to place them in every bag. And I'm positive we'll get like about 1,500 to 2,000 people attending that
Oh,
show.
sure. I mean, one
So
thing about...
anybody wants to sponsor me,
Ah.
please, I want to do this.
Well, one thing about choosing New York is, they say New York is a melting pot.
Yes, it is.
You will find every ethnicity, every group, every country right
Mhm.
here in New York. Okay, and who's special is going to be there? Any special stars, celebrities?
I am going to make sure.
Me,
Of course you'll be there, and of course my big brother, my mentor, the one and only, I call him Mr. Destination, Preston Bailey. Preston Bailey has been a friend of mine forever. Preston has endorsed Wedding and Event Planning 101. He thinks it's well written, and he's always been my supporter. So when you're going to talk about conversation with flowers, Preston has to be there. It's not a question. So you're going to find from the highest to the lowest that are going to take part in this. Because everybody needs to have a piece of this pie. That is why New York is an apple. What do you do with an apple?
You take a bite.
You take a bite. So, yes.
So, most important question for this interview today, Mama Joy. Where can we get Wedding and Event Planning 101? Where can we get this fabulous book?
Well, Wedding and Event Planning 101, you can go to Barnes & Noble. You can go to Amazon. And most of all, for my young readers, your Kindles. You can download it.
And you have a website, right?
Yes, I do.
Which is?
Joy Agness Events.
Awesome. Well, Joy, it was a pleasure having you on Let's Talk with Lakshmi. I am going to read this book tonight.
You should.
And I'm going to learn so much. So, my current event planner, I think you're going to learn a lot. I'm not going to say, it's going to be a competition for you. I think it's going to enhance
Yes.
your business. So, Joy, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you
on
for
Let's Talk
having
with
me.
Lakshmi. It was great having
I'm
you.
humbled.
And I'm going to look forward to reading this book.
Please do.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Let's Talk with Lakshmi, where we interviewed accomplished author Miss Joy Agness of Wedding and Event Planning 101. Guys, make sure you go and you pick up a copy of her book. You'll really enjoy it. I'll see you guys all next week. Same time, same place. It's a date. Let's talk.
Let's talk with Lakshmi. Here we go now, here we go now. Let's talk with Lakshmi. Bring the artist, bring the again now.